I grew up in the world of metal and punk, in which I still do love. I do feel the need to finally see what the rest of the world has to offer. My name is Aaron, and I grew up as a metalhead. Well, welcome back everybody to the next part. I wanted to kind of do something a little bit interesting. One thing personally is that I don't really like to go back and rewatch a lot of my videos, and some songs have fallen by the wayside. So I kind of wanted to take some of the songs here and there, once in a while, and kind of reintroduce myself to them, because as much as I loved and I will always hold BTS summer activities, near and dear to my heart, there have been some songs that I could honestly tell you I don't really remember. And I know I think I've done this one before, but it's been so long. I feel like I remember seeing it with House of Cards. I'm not exactly sure, but I wanted to kind of reintroduce myself to some of these songs. I hope that you all don't mind. There's some songs that obviously I just listen to a lot, I just call it midnight, 0 o'clock, Dionysus and Louder Than Bombs. Obviously those are songs that I listen to just constantly, but I hope you don't mind. I kind of want to get reintroduced to Black Swan, though. This is actually one that has the dance intro. Obviously, you know where we get it from. Enjoy BTS more. Subscribe if you haven't already for them. She deserves all the support in the world. So, anyway, I'm going to reintroduce myself to Black Swan this week. Hope you all don't mind. Whoa.
멈춰 이렇게 한번 죽겠지 가면 What if the moment is right now 귓가에 눈이 시작습니다 벗어날 내가 속으로 jump
항상 우리 도와가지 못해 소리 없는 소리 질러
모두 빛이 침묵하는 바다에 길이는 내 발목을 또 잡아
어떤 소리도 들리지 않아 Killing me now, do you hear me?
허리도 천천히 가라앉아 나 거울이 켜받아서 방에 빠는 나
모든 순간들이 영원히 돼 Feel me now, feel me
갈게 내가 뛰어들어 갈게 아직 그곳에서 나는 날 봤어 너번에 난 눈을 여기 나의 작업실 내 스튜디오 바로 깜깜하게 나를 스쳐도 끌려가지 않을 거야 다시 좀 있어 그게 빠른 심장 소리만 뻥뻥뻥 두 눈을 뜨고 내게 숨이 점점점 내 삼킬 순 없어 이것 나는 소리 질러
아무리 빛을 지목하는 바다 힘이 나가고 위로 잡을게
어떤 소리도 들리지 않아 Killing me now Do you hear me yeah
홈이 듯 천천히가 앉아 나나나 몸부림쳐 봐도 사방이 바다가
모든 순간들이 영원히 돼 yeah 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 Feeling me now Feeling me now Do you hear me yeah
Do you think with me now? Do you think with me now? What's one thing, tell me now, yeah.
That is incredible. It's kind of interesting because when I first listened to this song, I remember I just got done listening to, I think, DNA. I feel like I'm trying to remember. Sorry, my memory is not great, as you may know. And I just remember thinking to myself, when I heard this, I was like, oh, this is actually pretty cool. Like, it's still kind of in that time when I didn't quite understand the gravitas. And I think the interesting thing about it is like, now that I have kind of like a little more knowledge, right? I feel like I would like to say that maybe I stepped into like journeyman position. Still pretty new, but knowing what I know, some of these lyrics really, really kind of hit hard. And I really, really actually kind of want to point out a few of these because I feel like that it's kind of relevant. Okay, the first thing that I want to talk about is this spot right here. No song affects me anymore, crying out in a silent cry.
도와가지 못해 소리 없는 소리 질러
모든 빛을 침묵하는 바다에
It again seizes my ankle that lost the path.
내 발목을 또 잡아
어떤 소리도 들리지
No sound can reach me.
않아 Killing me now, do you hear me, yeah
오늘도 천천히 가라앉아 나 몸부림쳐 바다 사방에 바나나
모든 순간들이 영원히 돼 yeah, yeah, yeah Feel me now, do you hear me, yeah Do you think with me now? Do you think with me?
So before I move on, I want to talk about that small little section. When they bring up the line that says, let's see, let's just go back to it. No song affects me anymore, crying out a silent cry. I think, to me personally, I think we all go through this. And in a sense, it's kind of the moments in which you are first introduced to something and it's like so exciting because you have this new thing. And then after a while, it loses kind of its like that same effect, right? I feel like that's kind of what they're talking about, at least the kind of how I interpret it, is that to me it feels like that moment when they realize that like they're getting used to this and like getting used to performing and they're getting used. It's kind of that, I don't want to say the word callous, but it's kind of like when you develop calluses, you get used to certain things.
Yeah, feel me now, do you hear me, yeah Do you think with me now? Do
time right now, yeah, 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 yeah. Damn, 양손을 예뻐. 이제 너무 싫어. 차라리 내 발로 갈게. 내가 뛰어들어 갈게. 아직 그곳에서 나는 날 봤어. 버린 하루를 여기 나의 작업실 내.
See, yeah, like slowly I open my eyes. I'm in my workroom. It's my studio. Even if harsh waves brush against me in the darkness, I do like this. I will never get dragged away again. Inside, I saw myself. Yeah. I gotta find this part. Sorry. Okay. I found it. The heart no longer races when hearing the music play. Trying to pull up. Seems like time has stopped. Oh, that would be my first death. I've been always afraid of. If this can no longer resonate, no longer make my heart vibrate, then like this may be how I die my first death. And there's I think this kind of comes as a two-pronged kind of attack here. I feel like that first and foremost, that when I hear the song and you paired it up with these kinds of lyrics, there's two things that come to mind. First, kind of like how I was always talking about, that like they've gotten used to it, and like this is kind of the first death. And I remember hearing someone say that basically like whenever you move on to another stage of life, that it's like a death, right? Because you put down who you were. And I think the interesting thing is that I think this is a bit of a moment of vulnerability for them, because to me, I feel like that when I listen to this, that it sounds like when they're kind of leaving a little bit of like that first era behind them and just kind of letting it rest. And in a sense, it's hard because I feel like that when you say goodbye, it's so final in so many situations. And like knowing that you have to say goodbye to like who you were and kind of more or less what there's a part of you when you were there that saw what you wanted to be, and now you kind of have to be like, this is what the reality is, and we have to move forward. But also too, I think that in a sense it feels like they're talking a little bit about like depression, at least for me personally, like this idea of just like talking about crushing ocean floors and stuff like that, and obviously like talking about the pressure and talking about like the darkness and stuff like that. I just find this like interesting mix of just like having to deal with you in your life, this like feeling of depression that they probably have all gone through. I mean, let's face it. And then on top of that, then you have to deal with the fact that, sometimes, and I kind of hate to say this, but like sometimes you have that innocent child kind of dies. And it kind of feels like what this song is kind of talking about. And it's interesting. It's interesting. I think another thing that I really like, what if the moment is right now? I truly think that that's something that kind of stuck out to me just today. Everybody knows the cover song of Disturbed doing Sound of Silence. And before we listened to that, we heard the very first big hit song, Down with the Sickness. And I remember, I was asked, how long has Disturbed been around? And I thought to myself, oh, let me look it up. And it was exactly 20 years ago. And I thought to myself, 20 years ago. And it's the moments like this that you just realize, like, I guess those times are gone. I guess I do have to kind of put that in the past. And sometimes it's moments like that will catch you off guard, that makes you realize that that's what you have to do. Sometimes these stage mixes are pretty cool, though. I actually kind of like seeing the shifts and changes, but I really like that end and that dance intro too. I thought it was really pretty. But I don't know. It's just so much deeper. I sit there and think back to myself when I first heard this song. I was like, "Oh yeah, this is cool," and it's just like, bro, can you not read the room? Oh man, we all change. That's the point. That's the point. And for a little bit of encouragement for you out there, do what you love, because no matter what you do, in the end, all you can do is you live your life. And this sounds pessimistic to say, but in 200 or 300 years, nobody's going to remember you anyway. But to me, I find that extremely motivating. And for that reason, just like the song kind of hits different. It does. So go write that book. Go write that song. Go run that marathon. Whatever it is. As long as it doesn't hurt anybody. No illegal activities for this. Do it. Okay? That's why I decided, well, partially in that and the joke. But I tried so many times before this to get my name out there and have some sort of traction. And who would have ever thought it would take one of the most elitist metalheads that you could ever talk about or ever know to liking K-pop, to have this feeling of like some inclusion and feel like that I've accomplished something. I don't know. Makes me think though. Anyway, this is getting lengthy. I apologize. We'll see you for the next one.